Magic Treehouse Book Number 21 Civil War on Sunday by Mary Pope Osborne. Let's get started. Chapter 1 A Light in the Wood. Jack looked out the window. It was a dreary Sunday afternoon. There were dark clouds in the sky. Thunder rumbled in the distance. Jack stared down the street at the Frog Creek Wood. When is the Magic Treehouse coming back? He wondered. Hey, guess what? Annie said. She charged into Jack's mom. I saw a light flash into the wood. It was just the lightning, said Jack. No, it was a magic, a silver of light, said Annie. I think their treehouse just came back. I'm sure it was the lightning, Jack said. Did you hear the thunder? Yes, said Annie. But let's go check anyway. She started up to Jack's room. Then she peeked back in. Bring your backpack just in case, she said. Jack was always glad for a chance to look for the Magic Treehouse. He grabbed his backpack and followed Annie down the stairs. Where are you two going? Their mom called out to pray. Don't go far, said the man. I said the mom, and come in if it starts to rain. We will, said the Jack. Don't worry. They slipped out of the front door. Then they ran up the street and into the Frog Creek Wood. The wood was dark under the storm cloud. A cool wind shook the leaves. Soon Jack and Annie came to the tallest oak tree. Oh man, said Jack. You were right. The Magic Treehouse stood against the gray sky. Morgan, said Annie. There was no sign of them. And let's go up, said Jack. He climbed the rope ladder and started up. Jack followed. They climbed into the treehouse. It was hard to see in the dim light. Look, said Annie. She pointed a piece of paper and a book lying on the floor. Jack picked up the paper. Annie picked up the book. Listen, said Jack. He held up the paper, closed down the window, and read aloud. Dear Jack and Annie, Camelot is in trouble. To save the kingdom, please find these 4 special kinds of writing for my library. Something to follow, something to send, something to run, something to rent. Thank you, Morgan. Camelot is in trouble, said Jack. What that mean? I don't know, said Annie. But we better hurry and find this writing. Let's go and look for the first. Something to follow. I wonder where the shoot is. Look for it, said Jack. What's the title of the book you're holding? Annie held up the book across the window to read a title. Yes, said softly. She showed on the book to Jack. On the cover was painting a peaceful-looking field and a blue sky. The title said The Civil War. What? The Civil War? Said Jack. Cool. Annie followed. Cool? She said. War's not cool. It's short of it. Jack said uncomfortably. He knew war was bad, but some part of it seemed fun, like a game. I guess we'll find out, said Annie. She pointed out the cover. I wish we could go there. The thunder boomed through the wood. The wind started to blow. The treehouse started to spin. It spun faster and faster than everything was there. Absolutely still. Chapter 2 Cool War. Glowing sunlight filled the treehouse. It's really hot here, especially these clothes, said Annie. Their clothes were magically being changed. Annie wore long dress, Jack wore gray pants and a long-sleeved shirt. His backpack was how a rattle knapsack. "Where we are?" asked Annie. They looked out the window together. The tree house had landed on a tree in the edge of the field, the same field the cover of the book. "It looks so peaceful," said Jack. "Where's the Civil War?" "There," whispered Annie with the silver. She pointed to the wood beyond the field. Jack saw a soldier riding a horse out of the wood. The horse covered was mud. The soldier's blue uniform was torn. His arm was bloody. Another man rode the field. His blue uniform was ragged too. His head was a bandage. "Oh, man," whispered Jack. "Who are they?" He opened the Civil War book and found a painting of some soldiers in blue. He read to Annie. 1861 to 1865. The Civil War is also called the War between the States because it was fought between the southern and the northern states of the United States. Some Southerns wore gray uniform and were called comfortable soldiers. Northern wore blue uniform and were called Union soldiers. "So they are Union soldiers," said Jack. He pulled out a notebook and wrote, "Civil War 1861 to 1865. Blue equals North equals Union. Gray equals South equals Confederate." Jack looked at his book again. He read aloud. "The Civil War, a cruel and bloody war. More people died in this war than of America's other wars put together. 1 out of every 5 young men in the nation died was robbed." "That's so sad," said Annie. Jack wrote a notebook. "Cruel war." "Wow, they keep coming," said Annie. Jack looked up. The Union soldiers were coming through the field. These didn't have horses. They all looked and said and weary. Some of them ramped, some of them helped, others along. The man stumped and fell down. "I have to help," said Annie. "Wait," said Jack. She started down the rope ladder. "You can't help," said Annie. "A kid can't help." But Annie kept going. "Don't forget, we have to find some special writing for Morgan." Jack called up in a loud whisper, "Something to follow." He packed the Civil War book and his notebook and the knapsack. Then he started down the ladder. When he stepped into the ground, Jack saw Annie in distance. She was holding our hand and fallen soldier. She held to the feet. The soldiers were slowly started walking again. Annie walked beside him. "Oh, brother," said Jack, and he hurried to catch up with Annie. The sun was so hot as Jack ran through the dry field. It was very fast. He saw the cross. He cut off the Annie. Together they walked silently in the soldiers. As the edge of the field was stepping here, everyone stepped and gazed at the sight below them. Rows and rows of white tents. "Thanks goodness," said the soldier beside Jack. "We are saved." Chapter 3. Field Hospital. Jack and Annie walked through the soldiers into the camp. Outside the tent was a long line of the men in drawn blue uniforms. They looked tired and hurt. Many were Brody and Barry able to stand. Women wearing dark dresses were giving out food and water in the men in line. "Where are we?" said Annie. "I find out," said Jack. He pulled under their books and found a picture of the campsite. He read, "During the Civil War, field hospitals were set up quickly near the battlefield to treat wounded soldiers. Soldiers stayed in the field hospital for a short time before going back to fight, or moving to the larger hospital, or being sent home. This field hospital is the villager took care of over 400 pantries." "That's a lot," said Annie. "It sure is," said Jack. He pulled out his notebook and wrote, "Field hospital set up near the battlefield." Jack read aloud again from the book. "More than 3 million women helped out his nurses during the Civil War. Nursing was a new job for a woman in America. Before that war, only men had been nurses." "Wow," said Annie. "Maybe we can be nurses." "Forget it," said Jack. "Kids can't be nurses." Jack wanted to find the special writing for Morgan to go home. Then the sad scent at the field hospital was making him feel sick. "I'll just ask," said Annie. He held it over the nurse cooking over the campfire. "Annie, we got a mission," Jack called, but Annie kept going. Jack whipped aside. He tucked his notebook and the Civil War under his arm and followed her. Waves of heat rose from the small cooking fire. The young nurse was handing a pot of the coffee. Fries buzzed everywhere. "Hello," said Annie. The nurse barely smiled at them. Her face was red and banded her sweat. Her eyes looked terribly tired. "Frog, where are you from?" she asked. "Frog Creek. We ride to frontier as a nurse," said the young woman didn't seem at her surprised. "We could certainly use some help," she said, sighing. "Some of us have the nuts wrapped for days." "Why not?" asked Jack. The one that are coming here from the battered Richmond," said the nurse. More and more kept coming. It never seemed to end. "Just that's what to do," said Annie. "While we find the new pantries, you can't go worse than 2 steps," the young nurse said, "and give the other soldiers their moon mare." She pointed to the basket and filled with a bread and potatoes. Next was Randall and a bucket filled with water. "Anything else?" Annie asked. "Just try to keep them comfy," the nurse said. "How do we do that?" said Annie. "I don't want to show you." "A list of the things that can help." She pulled up the piece of paper from the apron pocket and handed it to Annie. Annie read the draft. "Be careful, lessen sorrows and give hope. Be brave and put aside your own feelings. Don't give up." "Follow that list," said the nurse, "and you can go warm." The nurse took out the pot coffee from the fire and carried it in the line of the men. "Follow," said Jack. "Follow that list. Oh my God." "That's what she said," said Annie. Jack took the list from her. "Don't you get it?" he said. "This is it. We found it. The special writing is Morgan Library. Something to follow." "Yes," said Annie. Jack put on the paper into the knapsack. "It was handed right to us," he said, smiling. "We can go home now." "Oh, no, not now," said Annie. "We have to help the nurses first." "But Annie," said Jack. She picked up the food basket. Then she started toward the wall of the white tent. Wait, you're supposed to leave, Jack and Wiggly. One mission is over. The truth was that he didn't want to help. He didn't want to be around Wonder and okay, sorry about that. Stopping on the soldier, it was too sad. Bring the water bucket from the vendor, and he shouted. Then she disappeared inside the first tent. Jack roared. He knew can be strange her mind. He pulled up the wrist and read the first line. Be careful, oh brother, he said. Jack put the wrist back in the knapsack. He picked up the heavy bucket, hurrying clumsily after Annie. He tried to smile. The end. Bye-bye. If you like this video, please subscribe. It's free and easy. Click the bell. And please thumbs up. Yeah. Bye-bye. And anything else, and it's good day. Go outside and play. Bye-bye.